Alchemists, welcome back to our series on Elixir and how to deploy using Kubernetes. So what I'm going to show you guys is this is actually a really pretty quick video, and I'm just making this right after I created the last video. I'm going to deploy this locally to my Kubernetes on my desktop. So I'm running Kubernetes through Docker desktop, and I have it already set up. And right now it's very plain, right? There's no what we call deployments. There's no services running other than Kubernetes itself. And I created this k8s.yaml file, which is going to create the deployment for our Phoenix deploy app. And I'm going to have just one instance running, and I'm going to apply a label to it. And now this is where the meat really comes in too. So if you remember from our last video, on Docker Hub, I went ahead and I published my container. Because we're going to be using the container tag as latest, I don't need to tell it latest because it's going to do that by default, but there's also a tag section. And I tell it to use the container port 4000. And just to make things simple, which in production you should definitely remove your configuration into config maps and secrets. But for now, I'm just going to use this environment section, set the app host to localhost, set the secret key base to the secret key base that I used before within my .env file right here. And also, to make this quite simple, I went ahead and also embedded the service. So what happens is, in Kubernetes, you have something called a deployment, which will tell you which containers to run. So maybe I can also set up my Docker database, or maybe some other kind of container that I require. And then what you have is a service, which is going to let you connect your pods to the outside world. So deployments are in charge of turning on your pods. A pod is one container. A deployment can contain many pods. And in this case, our deployment just contains one container, which is our app. And we only require one of those instances. And for my service, I'm going to choose a node port just so I can run it all locally and tell it to go to port 4000 to match up with my container port. And this is going to go for all apps that are called Phoenix Deploy. So if we check over here, I named mine Phoenix Deploy. Okay. And I just use kubectl apply -f for file and the name of this file. And I went ahead and creates my deployment and my service. So I can say describe my deployment Phoenix deploy. Looks like it's already running. Yep, one's available. And I can check my services. Yep, and it's running. And so if we try to go to our app right now, it doesn't work, right? That's because with node ports, we can only get to ports above, I believe it's 30,000. I don't remember what the exact range is, but it's definitely above 30,000. So if we go back to our app, we'll see that 4000 is the container port. But you have this port number over here. That's the port number that we can access our app from, 3370. So if I change this to 3370, there we go. We get to our app. It's running right here. Perfect. So this is how you deploy your app onto Kubernetes. Possibly in the future, I may do a little bit more of a breakdown about how I actually set up my apps, how I divide up my configuration between config maps and also secrets. But for right now, I think this is a nice, good introduction to how to create your app and get it ready in a Docker container, how to test it locally, and also how to deploy it onto Kubernetes. So again, this is Alan from Plangora, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.